Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here, welcome back to another Brown Dust 2 video. Alright, so later on today there will be a maintenance. This is the patch notes. So I'm like 2 hours before the maintenance right now. So they're gonna release Bunny Celia. If you guys are not aware, that's going to be another limited coming this week alongside with the Fireworks Memories Challenge mode. So if you guys are not aware what challenge mode is, so right now you can see this is the event, right? So we got the normal battle. Make sure you guys are doing all of this, alright? So this is going to be very easy. So you can do 20 stages of this event, and then it gives you some gems, it gives you some coins, right? And some of these chips, which is useful, bingo game chips, to basically unlock more for this particular mini game. So I heard the mini game right now is a little bit bugged, as in like it's bugged where you play the field quest, right? It doesn't really reset every single day. So they did send out some of the compensation to your mailbox, so make sure you guys are claiming that every day. And challenge battle will be open later after the maintenance, so make sure you guys are doing this. You're gonna get additional bingo game chips alongside with some diamonds. So based upon the last event, the challenge mode was actually quite hard and it's quite challenging. So hopefully this time they're gonna make it slightly easier. I hope they'll reduce the difficulty a little bit, but we'll see, right? And then you can see Bunny Celia will be introduced. Alongside with that, her Terra Concealer, which is her exclusive gear, will be available as well. So let's talk a little bit about Bunny Celia. Should you pull for Bunny Celia? Yes or no? So I hope I'll be able to provide you guys with a better idea of, from my perspective as a day one player, right? So I'm going to try to give you from both sides of angle for like a veteran player and also like for a new player. But first things first, there is there's a trailer that we gotta watch. So that was released earlier today. So let me see if I can mute the music first, and then we're gonna jump into it. So this is going to be very interesting. Brown Dust is always all about the sexy skin, sexy costume. So let's see what is this all about, right? Okay. Alright. Okay, so she steps on you. Alright. So Masquerade Bunny Celia. So she's going to be limited, just so you guys know. Once the banner ends, not sure when she will come back ever again. So that's it. Pretty short, pretty simple, pretty concise. Let's jump back into the game and talk a little bit about whether or not she's worth pulling for, alright? So we're gonna go into collection right here and then look at the costume, and then from the perspective right here we can get a better idea. So this is going to be Celia's third costume, just so you guys know. Celia already has one costume right here. Her main one is going to be the Curse, right? And then she has one more, Descendant of the Great Witch. This is the second one. And then the third one is going to be this one, Bunny Celia. Okay, so for a veteran player, she's going to be pretty strong, alright? So let's talk a little bit right now, why is she strong? So based on all the characters in the game right now, Celia is probably the second, depending on how you look at it, she's either the first or the second strongest magic damage dealer. Alright, she doesn't do as much damage as Sherazade. Sherazade is going to be always number one in terms of doing magic damage, right? But Celia is, close behind. I think she's the second. So I don't think there's anyone else that can do as much damage as both of them. So if you're running a magical team, she is going to be pretty much very strong. She's a strong contender if you play the Evil Castle as well. So keep in mind this is going to be a limited costume. If you miss out on this, you might, I don't know when you'll be able to get this again. So let's first talk about, give you guys context on this particular costume, right? Because I did a calculation earlier. As you can see, this is going to be the default costume. So we're gonna bring up this particular calculator just to show you guys. This one attacks 7 times and each time deals 18% of magic damage scaling. So this particular costume is going to do a total of 126% multiplier, alongside with decreasing attack by 35%. So it can do a little bit of debuff as well. So she's a very good debuffer. Now the next costume, alright, this one the previous one is 126%. The next costume is going to be 25 times 5. So this is going to be 125%. But this one can decrease magic attack as opposed to attack for the enemy by 35%. Now the Bunny Celia is going to be the highest damage dealing costume out of all of this, and each costume are basically skills in this game, right? I hope you guys are aware. So this one is going to do 65 multiplied by 3. Alright, so 65 times 3 times 195% multiplier. And ideally you want to get this to +1. The reason why is because at +1, you get to reduce the cost. So by default, this is going to be a 4 SP cost. And if you go to +1, it becomes 3 SP cost, which is something that I think I need to mention as well. Not only is it doing way more damage than the other two costume, it's also less cost. Alright, this one is 5 cost. Okay. This one is 5 cost as well. And to get all of these other costumes to 4 costs, -1, you're gonna need like +3. While the limited one, this particular one, only need a +1. Alright? Which is highly recommended to pull for 2 copies. Alright, so get her to +1 so it becomes 3 SP. Way easier for you to use her in PvP, and she's going to be very strong against bosses as well. By the way, the upcoming boss is a light type boss, so she's going to be a dark type, therefore she has the elemental advantage as a whole. Now, if you are a veteran player, yes, highly recommend. She is going to be worth pulling for sure. I don't think you're going to regret pulling for her. Like I mentioned, if you run a magic team, alright, which sometimes you might have to depending on the situation, Evil Castle and versus certain bosses, you might have to have a magic team ready for that. And she's going to be very crucial right there. Will she be able to do more damage than Cry? Probably not, because Cry is a physical, right? It's hard to compare both of them, but she's going to be pretty solid overall with 3 costumes. Now, if you are a new player, ask yourself this question right now. Are you okay with missing out on a limited costume, which is a skill, mind you, in the long run? Because I do think that it's hard to speak from a new player perspective, because like, okay, the last limited costume that I had was probably Sherazad, right? Sherazad is going to be... Now the truth is, Sherazad has 4 costumes, and one of these is a limited costume. I think it's this one, right? Alright, the pool party Sherazad. Now a lot of people are not able to obtain this anymore. So therefore, your Sherazad is going to be always lacking behind in terms of comparison to other players. Now in PvP, this is going to matter a lot, right? For sure. But in PvE, does this matter? I would say to a certain extent, because you're lacking a skill, right? You're lacking one skill, and it gives you less option for you to be able to do more damage to your advantage. So in that case, it does affect you slightly as a whole. I do think that, you know, overall, limited characters should be pretty much a must pull, right? In my humble opinion. It's really hard to say for sure, because right now, most characters seem to have limited costumes, right? And some characters have 1, some characters has 2. Basically, this is going to be the limiting factor and in what's determining a character to be strong or weak. And I do think that Celia, if you have the other 2 costume, this third one is going to be very strong. However, if you only have this one by itself, it might not seem that impressive, to be honest. But this is limited and the other 2 are standard, so you're going to get the other 2 eventually. So I do think that it's going to be you can never go wrong to pull for Bunny Celia. That's just my humble opinion. Overall, I think she's going to be overall a very strong character to pull for. Now, if you're still thinking, I would highly recommend get this one to +1, and then the remaining one you can use for Eclipse. Eclipse is going to be very strong as well, but she is a little bit lacking behind, not because she's bad, but because her first costume is not that impressive. This particular one, it heals HP, right? As you can see, and then each attack deals a 85% of magic damage. It is in the cross tile as opposed to Celia's 3x3. Celia has a better tile range overall. Now this one is good, right? It gives battery as well. It's going to help you a little bit. So, you know, this one is going to be very good, but you don't really need this. The truth is, like, at +1, you don't really get the SP cost reduction. This one doesn't have SP cost reduction. It's always going to be 3 SP. So you can see +1, you just get to do more damage, right? From 75% to 100%. So +2, 125%. +3 is 150%. +4 is 175. And yeah, go all the way to +5. All you get is 200%. So all it does is increase the magic attack overall. You're not really getting anything beyond that. So I do think that Celia do have the advantage, and I did test this out. Yes, getting her up is going to help you in PvP if you care about PvP a lot. Having her do more damage is going to be give you a tangible benefit. But all in all, if you care about a single line, because a lot of people want to use her in PvP because she hits in a single line, right? There's a lot of other alternatives right now, fairly easy, that you can replace her with. For example, Leatrice, which I do have this costume of. Alright, So this is also a very good costume. It can hit in the single line as well. We also have Nartus, right? Which you know, can also hit in a single line. There's a lot of characters that can hit in a single line. I don't think it's worth sweating going Eclipse +5, but that's just my personal opinion. Hey, let me know what you guys think. Overall, I hope this video is able to help you guys make a better decision overall. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of the new Bunny Celia. She is limited. I would highly recommend to pull at least for, you know, 2 copies +1. So with that being said, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoy it. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. Give this video a like. And yeah, hopefully I'll be able to make more Brown Dust 2 videos soon. Have a nice day. Goodbye.